All right, let's get this show started!
In today's news, a big lightweight bout has been announced for UFC 299. MATEUSZ GAMROT and RAFAEL dos Anjos will clash in a lightweight fight as one of several new additions to UFC 299, which is scheduled for March 9th with the location still to be determined. UFC officials announced the fight on Tuesday. After serving as the backup fighter for the lightweight title bout at UFC 294 in October, GAMROT makes his return with hopes of extending his current 2-fight win streak, which includes victories over Rafael Fiziev and Jalen Turner. Overall, GAMROT has gone 6-2 since joining the UFC roster. As for Dos Anjos, he will once again return to the lightweight division after bouncing up and down between 155 and 170 pounds in recent years. Most recently, in his second fight back at welterweight, Rafael suffered a decision loss to Vicente Luque after having secured a victory over Brian Barberena back in December of 2022. Who do you guys have winning this fight, GAMROT or Dos Anjos? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Paddy Pimblett runs into Sean Strickland. Pimblett and Strickland have finally met. In a recent YouTube video, Paddy ran into a few big names at the UFC P.I, including former champions Aljamain Sterling and Cody Garbrandt, and of course the one and only current middleweight king, Sean Strickland. You can check the full video on Paddy's YouTube channel. We've added the link to today's video description.
Yeah, he's a scouser, isn't he? Belter. Can I come on the P.I. to train on tonight when you come to Vegas and you're fighting here that you've got somewhere to train? All your facilities are here, you know what I mean? We're on the mat now. There's actually a wrestling class going on now on the mat with former UFC champions and Aljo and Cody Garbrandt and people like Danny Ige and stuff like that. Feel amazing, lad. Very cliche, as I've said several times on the vlogs this camp, but best I've ever felt, and you're going to see that come fight night.
My man, hey, you're not fucking fat. What's going on? Hey, we've never seen you not fat. Let's go.
Not only fat, in the P.I. like. I wanted to meet Strickland while we were here as well. I think he's hilarious. The champ, legend. Can't not love Sean Strickland, lad. He's one of the funniest men in MMA.
Beneil Dariush clarifies his comments about potential retirement. In a recent interview with Submission Radio, Dariush opened up about his recent knockout loss to Arman Tsarukyan and said that he's unsure about his fighting future. Now, during an interview with ESPN MMA's Brett Okamoto, Dariush clarified the comments, saying that he still has the desire to compete, but if he continues to lose, he'll be forced to retire from MMA.
Is Beneil thinking about hanging it up? Are you thinking about hanging it up? Are you actually considering retirement, or is that just more kind of the process that's going through your head?
Well, I guess you could say it's more the process, but here's my thought. The desire to compete, I don't know if that's going to go away so easily. You know, I wake up in the morning and I think about training typically before I think about anything else, you know, and but at the same time, it's like, if I don't have it, I'm just going out there and I'm taking damage and I'm taking away from my family. So what the process really is knowing whether I have it or I don't got it anymore. And if I don't have it anymore, even if the desire is there to compete, it doesn't mean it's right to compete. That's what the process is. I'm trying to decide whether it makes sense to continue to compete, because I always compete to be the best. I'm not trying to be a top 10 or whatever. I'm just trying to be top 1, I guess.
Kamaru Usman shares his prediction for the Leon Edwards vs. Colby Covington fight. Kamaru's fought Leon Edwards 3 times now, having won once and suffering defeats twice, which forced him to surrender the welterweight crown. Usman has also fought Colby Covington twice, where he was able to successfully defend the welterweight title from chaos in both events. Given that Usman has had plenty of time in the octagon with both men, he's now very familiar with both of their styles. While speaking to Daniel Cormier on ESPN MMA's DC and RC show, the former champ shared his honest prediction, saying that he would pick Covington had he not been coming off an almost 2-year layoff. With that said, Usman believes that now Leon's confidence inside the octagon will be too much to handle for Colby, and that's why he's picking the Brit to win come UFC 296.
DC, we know that when you've been gone for a year and some change, certain guys react differently to that. You know, a guy like Dominic Cruz can take a year and a half off and come back and still look like nothing happened. You know, to where Other guys can take a year and a half off and they come back, they look completely flat. We just don't know how much that time is going to affect them. And that's what scares me with Colby Covington. If it's not that time, I'm going 100% with Colby Covington. But I do believe in what I just said. Leon Edwards believe that he is the best welterweight on the planet right now, because he got his hands raised fighting Kamaru Usman, who was the best welterweight on the planet. So I do believe he's carrying that confidence, and he's going, well, he beat him twice. I definitely can beat this guy twice, because Kamaru Usman is a little different than Colby Covington. Kamaru Usman, not only can he wrestle, not only does he have that cardio to keep you off your toes, but he also has that one-punch knockout power. And I was able to get past him twice. I can take care of Colby Covington. So I think Leon believes in that. And so just for that dumb confidence alone, I'm going to go with Edwards.
Ian Garry confirms he'll attend the UFC 296 press conference. Recently, reports have come out that Ian Garry will skip UFC 296's press conferences to avoid potential heated exchanges with Colby Covington and Sean Strickland, who will be attending the seasonal press conference on Friday. However, Donat Corby took to X, revealing his conversation with Ian, where the future seemingly confirmed he'll attend the UFC 296 presser.
Donat, here's the direct quote for you. Everybody and their dog is talking absolute bollocks right now.
Garry also shut down the rumors once more during an interview with BJ Penn Radio.
What do you think that press conference is going to be like with all you out there? Paddy's obviously out there with what he just said recently. Like, are you looking forward to that, or like, what do you kind of think that's going to be like?
Look, I don't fucking know what to expect at that press conference. You've got Tony Ferguson who's fucking nuts. You've got Paddy who's controversial as hell, but is funny and gets a hell of a lot of attention. You've got Colby Covington standing up on that stage, who just, everywhere he goes, that guy does something that is just different. You've then got the world champion in Leon, and you've got so many other guys. I'm just going to go up there, do what I do, talk my shit, be myself, and then Saturday night I get to win and show.
Brendan Schaub believes that Ian Garry could be the next big star after Conor McGregor. Speaking on his Thick Boy podcast, Schaub discussed Garry's fighting future and said that if he can block out the noise and pull off a victory over Vicente Luque via spectacular fashion at UFC 296, then the young up-and-comer will be on his way to becoming one of the biggest stars in the UFC. Hear from Schaub himself.
If Ian Machado Garry can weather this storm and get a highlight reel knockout over Vicente Luque as he goes on to be world champion, this will be the fight that was the make it or break it moment in this young fighter's career. And there is so much pressure on him. There's so much noise. I think if he can just somehow get over the hump and do what he does best, which is fighting inside that octagon, and if he can get a knockout, which I think he does, over Vicente Luque, it's going to propel him to levels that he couldn't even imagine. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I do this show. That's why I continue to support the UFC for these exact moments. It's the guys' come-ups that I love. It's what keeps me involved in the sport. It's what I get most excited for. To me, it's the come-up, the Conor McGregor come-up. If you remember those days, those were so special. There's nothing like it in sports. It's what makes the UFC the best. And Ian Machado Garry he's that guy. He has the chance to pull that off Saturday night.
Today's top 3 memes. Third place was found over X and was posted by Dovey. Second place meme was found over Reddit and was posted by Single Trip. And the top picked meme was found over Instagram and was posted by Fight Sport Focus. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the talk.